Hey guys, Final Kiss, and I'm here with a decently short video, because I've been trying to keep it short, of my take on combat, spec, glyphs, and, just the overall playstyle of how I play combat, and a little bit of tips here and there. Coming from the last video of the Warglaive Rampage, where I, was 4th in damage. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I know in Battlegrounds, Warglaives do more damage than they do out in the real world, but it's still awesome. So let me get right on to it. At first, I want to explain this UI. I got this lovely UI I got. It's called a Vacant UI. I'm going to link it in the description. It is from a rogue that been playing rogue since, from what I know, a long time. And he's Untitled Chapter. He's a very high rated rogue, and he put this out here on the forums for all the rogues that want a sleek UI that keeps you alert and keeps you up to date when you don't have to have tunnel vision all the time to see what you're doing. And I mean, it's really sleek. I like it. I messed around with it for my own sake. I turned on some more buttons because there wasn't enough for me. But yeah, it's really awesome. And you got just gonna leave it there. You can check it out yourself. He has a few screenshots of his way of customizing it. It's ill, dude. It's awesome, guys. So let me go to the specs while I'm here. So yeah. I was messing around with sub, but I really didn't care for it that much. I mean, I might do a few videos of me messing around with sub. It's kind of fun to do a different spec, just to mess around differently. It's different, so I really like that. But yeah, let's get into the talents here. Let's start with the first tier. Now, the first tier, Night Stalker's shit, and it has been shit since it came out. I mean, it's good for leveling up and definitely lower level PvP where you can do more damage for ganking. But I mean, in general, for the top builds, I never roll it. I've tried, and it just seems like it's a hassle. It doesn't complement anything, at all, and from what I understand for combat. It doesn't complement anything. We don't rely on our openers, so it doesn't matter. Subterfuge? Now, Subterfuge in general, a lot of people use Subterfuge. But Subterfuge, after the change, it's not really that good for combat. You're not stealth anymore, so the defensive part of it's gone. So, like I said, combat's not made for their openers. But a lot of combat rogues stick to Subterfuge still for, reasons, and that's their reasons. I don't really have the same opinion on it because, to me, it's useless because it's more energy I gotta spend. More energy you gotta spend is combat. That's the less you're ever doing damage because, Sinister Strike costs your almost half of your energy pool, and Revealing Strike costs 40. So that leaves you with not a lot of energy. So I mean, you gotta spam those abilities for combo builders. So that's why I went with Shadow Focus. Now let me show you an example here so you can see what I'm talking about. 50 energy for ambush. The silence is 11 energy, Garrote. Cheap shot's only 10. Eviscerate's only 9. Sap's only 9. Death from above's only 12. And that goes hand in with Revealing Strike's only 10. Burst speed's only 8. It's all reduced, and that's really good for, especially as a rogue. Now, while I'm here at this time, let's talk about something that complements, which is really good, and a lot of rogues are rolling it since the glyph came out, and I did not do, and I should have done a video earlier on it, but the Glyph of Disappearance. Now, you don't stealth up after, but your vanish is reduced by 6 seconds. That's a 1 minute vanish. Every minute you can vanish. And every minute you vanish, it also complements your ability. So for instance this, I vanish, 15 energy on an ambush, 11 energy. It's still reduced just like stealth for that short amount of time. It's a really short amount of time, but it's enough to go in and hit an opponent with a hard-hitting ability like Death from Above or something along the lines of that can do a lot of damage. You don't want to waste the 50 energy on to keep you going with more energy still. There you go. You're saving on energy. It's like saving on gas. You need it. You need to save as much as possible while doing the best as possible. And it's really difficult, but once you get it, you're gonna be fine. I want to talk about the Glyph of Energy too and how bullshit that is, because I happen being crippled to take that glyph, so I'm only left with 2 glyph slots. Because if you don't take that glyph, you're completely useless with 100 energy. Sinister Strike's 50 energy. That's gone in 2. Even if you use Sinister Strike and Revealing Strike, that's 90. You only have 10 energy left. So why would you not take the Glyph of Energy? I mean, it seems like Blizzard wanted us to take it, and I understand they forced us to take it because they made our armor thing shit. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, look at the armor bonuses here. Let me just go to my armor bonuses, and you know, you're successful when they're up. But now I like how they changed the 4-step bonus. It does is pretty good for combat. You know, the whole when you vanish, you get 5 combo points and a critical strike with your next scissor strike, eviscerate, revealing strike, or ambush is increased by 100%. That's good. That's really good, actually. I'm working on getting another epic finish this set, but it's really good. They changed it, you know, from the killing speed lasting 1 more second, which really wasn't I don't really think it was important, but yeah, it's really good, and I think so a lot, and I really feel like that complements this complements this. So let me go back to the I'm not just talking about energy flows. I'm here. Energy flows is a really decent glyph. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ones you can get. You can get the kidney or the cheap shot glyph, recuperate glyph. You know, it's all playstyle dependent. But for me, what's important is my energy. If you don't have my energy, you can't stay alive. You can't deal damage. You can't even run away. So that's what's important. I even went through the trouble of going through my engineering, leveling it up to get the rocket boots. And I love the rocket boots, and I always wanted them, but I was just so lazy. But now, because of that, I leveled it up to get it. So, like, you can see now that that I used to roll Deadly Momentum, though. But you can see now that I'm using this. Now, it's really good. 10 energy every time you dodge. Let's see, you got melee classes. You got, or physical classes, sorry. Hunters, warriors, rogues, druids. You're dodging their abilities. You know, they're dodging their physical damage. As you know, evasion, you do trans dodge by 100% for 10 seconds. In anything, even spells, you know, if you dodge the spells, you're getting that 10 energy. That's awesome, dude. Like, even if the mage's pet is wailing on you and it's missing, Hunter's pet wailing on you, missing, you're getting that energy. You can keep wrecking them. It's so amazing. Like this glyph keeps you with the momentum you need as combat to fulfill that red. And red as in deep insight. You fulfill red, you kill. Red is dead. I mean, that's not the same saying for this. I mean, that they say, but it's the same, you know. You're in red, you can do your most damage that you could possibly do, and that's the time to shine, is when you need to kill someone when you're in red. The clock's ticking, and that's when you need to blow somebody up. So there you go. That works perfectly. Both these glyphs work perfectly for in the red, and same thing with the 4-step bonus for the combat. For combat. Let's go back to the talents. Sorry. So next here we got Deadly Throw, Nerve Strike, and Combat Readiness. Now, Deadly Throw is useless now, so don't take it. It has been useless. I don't know why they even. I don't know why it's not baseline. I mean, if it was baseline, it'd be really cool, but it's not. It's not, and it's useless. Nerve Strike and Combat Readiness. A lot of people use Nerve Strike. A lot of people do use Nerve Strike, but the thing I want to talk about is this. It's the same, almost, except Combat Readiness is way better. Now let me explain why. Combat Readiness stacks up to 5 times, right? And it's 10% each time. That's 50%. What is Nerve Strike? 50%. How long does Nerve Strike last? Lasts 6 seconds. Combat Readiness lasts 20. There you can see how it's better. It ramps up, even with the Hunter wailing on you. Anything wailing on you, it ramps up. So, weapon attack, besides mages and spellcasters, but weapon attacks. So, druids, hunters, warriors, death knights, paladins, rogues, you know, pretty much all the non-spellcasting classes hit you with you're gonna rank up. Especially when a hunter uses barrage, and we all know how deadly barrage is in this X pack. After it got buffed, it's ridiculous. It's like the killing spree of hunters. But use that, the barrage is gonna take your readiness like it's gonna be full. So that's what's awesome. Next here, cheat death, leeching poison, elusiveness. Now you're why the hell am I using cheat death? Well, because it rolls in with combat readiness and evasion. It works just fine. It kept me alive a lot. Like, I know that when I'm getting wailed on and I'm down to low health and running away or score that kill with evasion or combat readiness on, I will survive. Especially with my recuperate ticking, it will keep me alive. Leeching poison, it got buffed. It's good, but the reason I'm not using it is because we don't have the passive slow anymore. Like, we don't have a chance to non-lethal poisons apply crippling. We don't have that anymore. It's gone. So we have to use crippling. Again, another indirect nerf for PvPers. Elusiveness is good, but the 20 energy is no go for me. I'm not going to spam 20 energy to take damage, less damage for 5 seconds. I'm not 30% less damage for 5 seconds. I can rely on combat readiness and elusiveness and evasion to do that for me. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to take elusiveness. I don't need any more. I don't need any more defensive abilities. That's fine. The passive for cheat death is completely fine with me. Cloak and Dagger, Shadowstep, Burst of Speed. This tier defines who you are as a rogue. Everybody bitches at everybody because they say Cloak and Dagger sucks. Oh no, Burst of Speed sucks. Step for life, guys. Only true rogues use step. You gotta be awesome and pro and use step. You don't have to be any of those. You can do whatever the hell you want. I've seen people in Battlegrounds use Cloak and Dagger and destroy. I've seen people in Battlegrounds use Shadowstep and destroy. And I see every rogue I ever see use Burst of Speed. So, I mean, it's pretty much, it's whatever you feel is necessary. But as combat, since you're not really relying on stealth a lot, Cloak and Dagger is completely useless to me because you can't keep uptime on your target. You can't run away. That gives you, cuts a lot of opportunities away. Shadowstep does the same thing. It cuts a lot of opportunities away because it's a 20-second cooldown. If it was a 15-second cooldown, I'd probably be rolling Shadowstep. Like a 15-second cooldown, you could appear behind anybody, even allies, to get away, or even wards, or like anything along the lines of like banners or anything like that to get away. I understand that's a getaway and an initiator as well. But burst of speed is what trumps all those for me. 30 energy, it lasts for 4 seconds. So look. You're not going to be energy starved anymore by spamming it. I mean, it lasts 4 seconds with a 3-second cooldown. You're fine. It was an indirect nerf, but it was also a precaution to rogues who kept spamming it over and over again, complaining they're low on energy, but you're spamming it. Yes, it was good to spam because you can get out of the annoying slows like Chains of Ice or the reapplicable slows that are just spammed over and over again, and now it's different. It's not as useful, but it is more useful in other ways. You're not as more energy starved, and that's what matters. The next tier, I don't know what the hell to even call this tier. It has like no real, I don't know. But anyways, Prey on the Weak, Internal Bleeding, or Dirty Tricks. Dirty Tricks is gay. Like, it's freaking dumb. Like, I hate how. Now, don't get me wrong. The talent in general, it's good. Assassination Rogues is really good because your bleeds and poison just eat away the target. Why is it not baseline? Like, why do we have to choose between that? That's what I find ridiculous. Prey on the Weak. Now, they do take 10% increase from all damage sources, which is really good. It's not a bad talent. I think it's really good, but it's not enough for me because with the 8-second kidney being gone, I don't find this useful anymore. Now Kidney Shot is reworked differently in how I play now. Now Kidney Shot applies a bleed. So it's 5.8 thousand for every combo point over 12 seconds. So Kidney Shot, you can back that up to 6 combo points, or 5 combo points, sorry. 5 combo points, 5.8, 5.8k times 5. I'm not going to do the math because I've been doing math all day and for my college, so I'm not going to do the math anymore. So you just do math yourself. But the point is, it does a decent amount. It does actually a good amount, and I find that it's really useful, especially lined up with Crimson Tempest, which got buffed for combat. It's actually really good for combat now. I use it a lot. So I use Eternal Bleeding to keep up the damage on somebody, especially a rogue or anybody else. Anybody can stealth or get away. It's definitely a good pickup ability, and you use that, you'll notice an excruciating change in damage. Shriek and Toss, Mark for Death, or Anticipation. Anticipation is really good if you're going to use an Adrenaline Rush build where you do Adrenaline Rush and get your combo points up and get your abilities back faster, which is not a bad idea. But on paper, it's good, but it's not good for like in game, on the spot in game. I have problems with it all the time, and the reason I have problems with it is because the energy is always an issue. It's not how fast we get our abilities back, it's how much we can use them. So that's why I went with Shriek and Toss and Mark for Death. Now these two are combo point builders in general. Shriek and Toss you can spam 40 energy. 40 energy is still a lot, but you can get enough to get a recuperate, or someone's kiting you. You can get them back with that, and that's really awesome ability. You can even kite yourself. It's really awesome. Decent amount of damage too. So then we got Mark for Death, which I switched back and forth between the two continuously. I found myself doing it every other day. I switched back between the two. Mark for Death's really good because you get 5 combo points. You can get a full 5 combo point recuperate, full 5 combo slice and dice, eviscerate, Mark for Death, any finishing ability you need and want at the time. And if the target dies within that amount of time, it comes off cooldown. You can use it again. It's really awesome. Really good ability to go through. Then the last tier. I hate the last tier. It's all shit. Like, I hate it. Like, and don't take me wrong, like, because they are nice, cool, unique abilities, but they're just crappy. The talents for rogues have been crappy. That's why I'm going to explain why here why I think Death from Above is the best out of all 3 of them. Venom Rush is good, but combat rogues, I myself use instant poison because of the white damage, or our instant direct damage. It buffs our instant direct damage. You know, it gives us a slight buff to our, abilities. Wound poison is good. See a lot of rogues rolling wound poison, and I don't blame them. It's nice. I do think it's good, but I use instant myself. Now, you're not going to be able to poison out the multiple targets. It does increase your energy by 15, which leaves you 135 energy, and you do have a 5% energy regen on the target that you're hitting because of instant poison. I mean, it's nice. I don't like it. I don't think it defines enough for combat. I mean, maybe it does in PvE, but in PvP for me, it never helped. It more hindered me because of less damage. Shadow Reflection got nerfed. Yes, it got nerfed because of our kidney. You no longer can blow someone up in 8 seconds anymore. 2-minute cooldown's too much. If it was a 1-minute cooldown, I would decide taking it, but it's not. And the fact that your Shadow Reflection lasts 8 seconds, it takes 8 seconds to mimic your abilities. Like, it needs to be like 5 seconds. Then it would be decent. 8 seconds is too long for combat because of your energy, in my opinion. It's too long. You can either die in that amount of time, or it can die. Or the target will just get away. You know, it has to be, it's slammed down in an area. It's stationary. So I mean, it's decent, but it's in PvP situations, it hindered me. You know, it was a cooldown that to me was completely useless. Death from Above now this ability is my bread and butter. I love this ability. I thought I was gonna hate it at first, but they changed a lot about it. The fact that it does more damage now is incredible. 50% stronger effect in an eviscerate. That's 50% more than your eviscerate. So that's a lot of damn damage. So I mean, it's just a lot of damage. So, you know, it's also mobility too. If a target's trying to get away and you get Death from Above from 15 yards, and they try to get away, you're going to still land on them. No matter if they run away or sprint away, you're going to land on them, and you can land a stun. Which it should apply crippling too. So you're going to slow them as well. It's a really good ability. I use it for multiple things. I usually use it as a gap closer, but it's really good for burst. I usually use this more over my eviscerate because it does more damage. Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable for combat. All right, guys, and that was my take on combat. I'm going to do another video on some tricks. Some little tricks here and there of how I can kill other classes like rogues, or prep some tricks in there about my macros I use. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave the UI in the description. This is Final Kiss. Remember, guys, keep it ill.